In this video, I'll be going over how to find square root of any number instantly. We are all used to using calculator to find square root of any number. Now, there is a way where we can find square root of any number without the help of a calculator by using this method. So, it will look something like this. First, you find the closest square root. Then you add the remainder of the number and divide that by square root times 2. Now, this all may seem a bit confusing right now, but after the examples, you will be more clear on how to do this in your head. So let's go over the examples below. For the first one, we have a square root of 51. So the first thing we want to do is find the closest square root. The closest square root to 51 would be 49. Because 49, square root of 49 is 7. And so we will place a 7 here. And then we'll look at the difference between 51 and 49. And there's 2 remaining. So we'll just place a little 2 here. Now this 2 is not a square root. It's just a number that we'll place on top of 7 as a placeholder. Now the 2 is the remainder. Because 51 minus 49, we still have a remainder of 2. So this 2 is the remainder. And so the next step, we will basically take 7 plus, we place the 2 as a numerator, and then the denominator will take the square root, which is 7 times by 2. So after doing that, we would get 7, 2 over 14, which equals 7, 1 over 7. And 7 over 1 over 7 is 7.14. And so this would be the answer for the square root of 51. Now the answer to all of these will be very, very close to the actual answer that you get from the calculator. It is a way that you can do it without having a calculator nearby. So if we actually input square root of 51, the calculator answer is 7.14. So this one is exactly the same. Now let's look at example 2. We have a square root of 28. So using the same method, we're going to find out the closest square root. And that would be 25. Because the square root of 25 is 5. Okay, so we will have 5. And then the remainder, we have 28 minus 25 is 3. So that's the remainder. Next, we'll take 5 plus the remainder. Then we'll take the 5 that we got here times by 2 equals 5 and 3/10. So what is 5 and 3/10? And that is 5.3. If we input this into the calculator of square root of 28, we will get 5.29. And it is very, very close. Now for the third example, we have a square root of 91. So we'll look at the closest square root, which in this case is 81. Square root of 81 is 9. So we'll have 9. And then we have 91 minus 81. We have a 10 as a remainder. So 9 plus 10 as a numerator Then we have 9 times 2, which equals 9 and 10/18. If we simplify it, it would become 9 and 5/9. 9 and 5/9 would be equivalent to 9.55. Now the calculator version of this, if we punch in square root of 91, and we would get 9.54. So the calculator version is off by about 0.01, which is still very close. Now the fourth example, square root of 53. The closest square root will be 49, because that would become 7. And if we minus 53 and 49, we have 4 as a remainder. 7 plus 4 over 7 times 2 equals 7 and 4, 14. If we simplify that, we would get 7 and 2/7. And that equals 7.29. Now with the calculator version, we would get 7.28. And it's off by about 0.01. So these are examples of how you calculate square root in your head of any number without actually having a calculator. Hopefully this is helpful to you, and thank you for watching.